I remember the first day I went on the field as a head coach during the OTAs. I go out on the football field. We do our stretching, then we come up and we break and we go. And I'm sitting there saying, where do I go? I mean, everybody's going in all directions. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying, where do I go? Being an offensive football coach my whole career, the first thing I did, I went right to the defense. And I did that because I didn't want those guys on offense or the guys on defense thinking, oh, here's an offensive coach. He's spending all his time over there. I went right with Lovey to the defense. They were hitting a sled. And just to let you know, is I was getting ready to hit that sled, which would have been a mistake, when they were doing it, just to show them that I'm all in with you all. And then finally, Lovey came up to me and says, Coach, I don't know if you really want to do that right now. So I didn't.
So, Andy Reid, Bill Parcells, the list is long of guys that are legendary that you've crossed paths with, you've worked with over the course of your football career. When you get the head coaching job, what was the advice that they gave you about managing coaches? You said you wanted to coach coaches and not necessarily players at that point. You wanted that opportunity. What was the biggest piece of advice they gave you, or was it simply you watching and learning from them that was the advice you needed?
Well, watching and learning was good, but the two things, you mentioned two guys there. Andy Reid, the one thing I learned from Andy Reid was consistency. He's not only as a head football coach, but as a human being. The thing about Coach Parcells is I actually, after I got the job, probably before OTA started, I actually went to Saratoga Springs to visit Coach Parcells. And we sat down for a whole day and had a conversation. And the thing that he said to me was, do it your way and be yourself and keep coaching them. And that was advice. And with Andy Reid, it was like consistency. And then I'll mention another guy that was very influential in me, two guys really, John Harbaugh and Ozzie Newsome when I was in Baltimore. I'll say this, and no disrespect to any of the organizations I've been with, but it was the best from top to bottom, the best place I've worked since I've been in the league. No disrespect to any place I've ever worked, simply because of the way they did the business. And with John Harbaugh, of course, I had coached against Jim as a player. I knew his dad. And just the advice they gave me was to be yourself. Be yourself and do it your way.
So they let you do what you were hired to do.
They let me do what I was hired to do.